Hey, if you're old enough to realize that Milli Vanilli was the first ones that made lip syncing cool and it was not TikTok, then you're probably going to understand everything else in this video, so welcome. It's Monday's time for Gen X. Can you remember a time in your childhood when you looked like the Pink Panther? Yeah, because you were coated head to toe in calamine lotion. This is back at a time where the chicken pox was just real rampant, and parents would take their children who have not yet contracted the chicken pox over to their friend's house to play with the children who have in fact contracted chicken pox so that they could go ahead and get it over with. That's how we had immune exposure. Speaking of the pink things like calamine lotion, did y'all ever have to drink that penicillin style stuff that was pink and supposed to taste like bubble gum? I can still taste that mess. And also, if you had a little cough, did y'all drink that Formula 44? But if you was country like us, I remember I would just put together a little hottie toddy with a little bit of that stuff in it with some honey and a little bit of lemon, and that's what you drank. They just buzzed you up so you'd pass out and sleep fine. We are so spoiled with all these streaming services on our TV. Do you remember when you had that big box TV that had a knob for the channels and a knob for the volume? And it was only 13 channels on there, and you were lucky if you got any of them. Especially if you lived out in the sticks, honey, forget it. Them bunny ears on top of that TV coated with aluminum foil. You just up there maneuvering them, moving them around, smacking the side of the TV, trying to get a clear picture. Do y'all remember going to get new shoes? Like that one new pair you got a year before you started school, and you'd have to walk up and down the aisle in the new shoes so your mom could take a look at them, and she's over there squeezing on the toe, making sure there's enough room in there for you to grow into them, so she bought them a little big because you wasn't getting another pair till next year. Yeah. I remember the coveted china cabinet in your Mama's house that had all them fancy dishes in there that nobody has ever used in their life. It's never seen food. Don't open it, don't touch it, don't even look at it. You go get them fancy paper plates with the little wood wicker paper holder under there. You know what I'm talking about? You ever actually was sick one day and your mom was like, okay, they may be close to death, so I'm going to let them stay home, which stay home meant go to your Mama's house. But when you went back to school, they didn't have no doctor's note. They're not taking off work and taking you to the doctor. They wrote a note to your school that began with, to whom it may concern. And you ain't never known panic until you hear your mama pull up and you in fact realize immediately that you forgot to take that chicken out the freezer to thaw. Sheer panic. She's gonna come in the house and everybody about to catch hands. And we sure don't do this no more. You ever went to your neighbor's house to borrow something like a cup of sugar? I need a cup of sugar. I think that's unheard of now. If you knocked on somebody's door, your neighbor was like, can I borrow a cup of sugar? They go look you up and down like you're short and probably call the law. I sure remember growing up. We'd be down at my Aunt Ruth's house, down in Calhoun City, Mississippi. She'd be in there cooking and realize that she didn't have an ingredient, and she'd be like, hey, go on over there to Miss Ima Jean's house next door and see if she got an onion. And you just have to go over there like, Aunt Ruth sent me over here to see if you had an onion. And I don't know if you realize it or not, but we technically time traveled yesterday with that daylight saving. First of all, what we saving all this daylight for? Where's the savings being stored at? Where's the account? Because I ain't never been able to cash it in and use some of that savings on a day where it got dark too quick. Like, no, you know what? I want to keep enjoying this. I want to cash in 4 hours of that daylight saving time. Never happens. Do you know why people of my age prefer drinking hard alcohol? I'm talking about that stuff that's going to put some hair on your chest. It's because we need something to hit our immune system the way that metallic garden hose water hit. You can keep your little seltzer drinks and your Trulies or whatever they're called. It just tastes like TV static. We'll hang on to our hard alcohol. Straight. No chaser. And before YouTube, okay, we go on there and learn about something. MacGyver, all right, let's give some props to where the props are due, was out here teaching us the significance and the importance of things like duct tape, paper clips, chewing gum, and 9-volt batteries. I mean, you never seen nothing like it. And you can't hurt our feelings. I keep trying to tell y'all that. We grew up with comedians like Richard Pryor, all right, David Allen Coe, Rodney Dangerfield. You can't hurt our feelings. George Carlin. Yeah, Stone. But we'll laugh at you. We'll laugh at you for trying to laugh at us. Each one of us held a flashlight for our daddy at one point or another. We've heard every derogatory insult you could hear known to man. We're immune. You remember being a child and you was about to go and get a whipping, and your parents would tell you, this is going to hurt me more than it hurts you, and you're like, I highly doubt it. And you getting that whipping, you doing that run in a circle pattern, and they just got a hold to your arm, and with their other arm, they giving you the business. Yeah. Have you with one of them cries you can't even breathe? You just be like, and if you were one of those young children that happened to run across a VHS tape in your house that didn't have any labeling on it, and you decided bravely and ignorantly to pop it into the VCR, how's therapy going for you? And you know what? And people don't moon each other like they used to, and it shows. Now I'm gonna leave y'all with that. It's Monday. Get on in that job, all right? Be good. Don't make me pick a switch.